goes. Took a little bit. Took a little bit to, that's weird. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Monday to everybody. And yes, it was a little bit less stressful of a Monday for me today. Only because it was stressful yesterday because I worked all day at home getting things ready and didn't have to worry so much about everything. But anyway, before we get started too much, we'll be talking about a number of different things, but probably mainly an AMA. I'm sure I'll get started on rambling about something on here, but thank you all for coming, and let me roll the new intro. I hope you guys all like that. Just got that done. Thought they did a good job with it, but at any rate, let's do a quick roll call before we start talking about all the green for a change. Alrighty, Atomic Star, thank you for being first today. Jim Kramer, thanks for showing up. Y2K Anonymous, Apples, Mike the Miner, MC, thanks you guys for showing up. J-Rad, The Unboxing Project, Rick K, Integra Guy, Automatic Beats, haven't seen you around for a while, but thanks for coming. Mass Boost, Robert, I'll just leave it at Robert because I'm not really sure what the end is supposed to, how that's supposed to be pronounced. An Unboxing Project, thank you, I'm glad you liked the tune. It took me a while to find it. New England Crypto, thank you for showing up, appreciate it very, very much. And of course the lovely wife Sunflower Mama, thank you. State Crypto Mining, and let's see if there is anybody else that I haven't hit. Oh, I hate it when it does it. When you get near the bottom, it jumps. Mogdog, thank you for showing up. TPS Miner, hello Crypto Miner, appreciate you guys showing up. Let's see who else. Fudweiser, nice to see you here. Slick Nick 87, thank you. I'm glad you like the flannel. Another new one for today. Purple. Big Wooly, I'm sure, would approve, as well as Tech Shinji. I believe both of those have their favorite color as purple, as they always used to fight over it when we played StarCraft. Not Minecraft, but StarCraft. Anyway, Red Fox, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Caveman Mining, you too. Appreciate you guys showing up. Justin. And all right. I think that's everybody. I think I hit on everybody. So, hey, all I can say is, wee! How do you guys like the roller coaster we've been on as far as prices? Yeah, it has been quite the roller coaster. I like where we're at now compared to where we were a few days ago. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see where we're going to be tomorrow, the next day, the next day after that. Who can tell? But definitely like Bitcoin being above 40,000 rather than under 40,000. Wish I had actually been following my own advice during this roller coaster, because one of the ways you can make money when it's on a roller coaster like this is buying and selling often. You know, you've got, you know, your 10%. If you buy when it goes down and sell every time it goes up 10%, and when it goes back down 10%, you buy again, and you just kind of rinse and repeat. So yeah, these types of markets is really good for that type of trader. So at any rate, so who did the new intro for me? That was Kong Vector. He's the same one that did my logo for me as well. So guy on Fiverr. So he's common amongst the crypto YouTubers. A lot of us have used him. So definitely was very, very happy with him. Let me see if I missed anything else. Yes, purple. I think it was just basically everybody saying hi. And if you didn't notice this little thing up here, I do have every time somebody either subscribes or super chats, it will announce the person that does that. So anyway, just thought I would show you guys that. Hopefully that works. Let me take a look here. Any other questions before I talk about the first topic? Looks not. Okay. So obviously what's in the news? Russia and Ukraine. So one of the things that I had been hearing a lot of people talk about was, can Russia use cryptocurrencies to evade Western sanctions? I was wondering, I was kind of like, yeah, why couldn't they? Well, this article saying, yes, they could to some extent, but it's very hard to do that at scale. I mean, when you're talking about a bank that needs to move a lot of money quickly, cryptocurrency isn't exactly the best way to do it. If push comes to shove and it's the only way they can do it, I suppose they could. But next comes the U.S. Treasury Department formally adds crypto rules to Russian sanctions guidance. And basically, they have requested that certain exchanges such as Coinbase, FTX, Binance, amongst others, to block anybody's wallet associated of a specific entity that has been sanctioned. Not all Russians, just ones that have been specifically pointed out by the sanctions. And for the most part, they've agreed. Binance, I believe, had agreed. Coinbase had agreed. Some of the other ones, not so much. Like KuCoin, the only way that they were going to do it is if by law they had to, is the way that they put it. And I don't think sanctions is necessarily by law. So, anyway, so that's, I thought that was kind of interesting, and be interesting to see how this plays out. Obviously, all the sanctions seem to have had a rough go on the Russian economy. I just saw a picture earlier where there were a bunch of people trying to get on the metro to go wherever they were going to go, and Apple Pay and Google Pay would not work. Evidently, they've shut themselves off from Russia as well. So there's been a lot of things going on to try to twist the arm of Russia to say, yeah, bad move, including Switzerland. And so anyway, thought a lot of this is from a strategy standpoint is pretty interesting. Obviously, what's going on over there is horrible. And then Ukraine formally asked Coinbase, Binance, Huobi, KuCoin, Bybit, Gate.io, and Whitebit to shut off all Russians, but they did not agree to that, which I can kind of see that. But as has been reported by a number of people, Flexpool has actually turned off mining to all Russian IP addresses. So definitely thought that was interesting. They had a quote that basically said, yes, we know we may be hurting the little guy, but it's your government. Basically, it was kind of like saying, it's your government, do something about it. So anyway, I thought it was a good stance. Obviously, they're a small player. Somebody, the Russian miners can just go mine somewhere else. I think a number of the pools had basically said they were not going to follow suit. So, but hey, they're sticking their neck out for what they think is right, and I respect that. So, Red Llama Crypto, thank you for showing up. And Tony Mathis as well. Mining booms. Again, thank you guys all for showing up. Appreciate it. TPS Miner, did you know you have a floating max voltage on your screen? Upper left. Yes, I did know that. That is actually my super chat and subscriber notification thingy. So if anybody does a super chat or subscribes, it will show up here. So I kind of want to show it, but I'm kind of like, no, somebody subscribe. Super chat, that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Somebody just subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe so we can all see this. Anyway, yeah, so the Russians could use VPNs. I mean, there's obviously ways around the restrictions, no question. I'm just kind of curious to see what VPN providers may do. I don't know. I do not know if it works when you unsub and then resub. Not sure. But hey, what would it hurt to try, right? Anyway. Alrighty, so that was the one thing I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit. And hey, Baldini, thanks for showing up. And my wife, do it. You know you want to. All right, here it comes. Hopefully. Oh, don't even tell me it's not going to work. There it goes. It didn't get TPS miner though. Wow. That wasn't right. Sorry, TPS miner. Well, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. I'm not really sure. Oh, that was weird. TPS miner came in second. I don't know why, but anyway. So thank you very much. You unsubbed and resubbed. So evidently that doesn't work, which it makes sense. They don't want to. I did get a new subscriber. Thank you, Tori. I appreciate that. So anyway, so there's a little doodad I added to the stream, make it a little bit more fun. So again, appreciate it, guys. Appreciate the super chats. Anyway, so the other thing a couple other things I wanted to talk about. One was the Aeon community poker tournament. And you think, well, it's April 9th. That's so far away. True, but be good if you had it on your calendar to make sure you didn't forget about it, and make sure that you sign up early. Now, sign up's not open yet, but make sure you sign up early so you don't pull a Tech Shinji. Okay, I know we made a verb out of that because he signed up late and then missed signing up to get into the tournament when he was a bounty. So he will be forever razzed for that. Until somebody else does the same thing. He's not the first person that did it. He just happens to be the last person that did it. So anyway, Tech Shinji, if you're out there, I hope you enjoyed that. But anyway, it's a really great time. If you don't know how to play poker, it's not that hard. And again, just come out and have fun. It's free. There is no entry fee. If you are not a member of PokerStars, it's very, very easy to join, and you get 25,000 free chips. It's like 15,000 to join. 20,000 play chips here to join. It's really easy. Every 4 hours, if you're on there, you can get 5,000 of chips for free. So it really is easy. Plus, if DM me if you need chips. We can play a quick game and I'll make sure I lose to you. I have plenty of chips on there. So anyway, but more the merrier. So if you're thinking about it, you're on the fence, do it. It's a lot of fun. We always have a good time. No, most of the time we have a good time. There was one time I didn't have a good time because I played horribly and got knocked out early. That's never fun. But anyway, but yeah, check it out. There's lots of prizes. This time there's payouts to 50th place. Payouts really aren't why we're there, but it's fun to know that you're actually playing for something. There are bounties, 22 of us, including myself, 500 Aeon bounty. So like I said, it's definitely a good time. And yeah. Alrighty. Enough about that. Put it on your calendars. Yes, it did work. Oh, it did work. The answer. Okay. I didn't see you. Oh yeah. Boxing project. Who's boxing project? I guess I didn't leave enough space. I thought I left enough space, but evidently I did not. Might have to move that over for people like you, for names like that, I should say. The last time you played, you lost your whole bag on the second deal and I didn't drive. So unboxing project, that's a lesson. This is a tournament. You want to make sure you don't get knocked out, and the blinds are very small at the beginning. The best advice I can give is early on, you only play the hands that you have the nuts. Like you absolutely know you're going to win the hand, full house, depending on what's on the actual, what's on the flop, but flop, turn, and river. But it depends on what's there, but you generally know if you have it, by what's on the table. So, and what's in your hand, obviously. But yeah, just be patient. Be patient is the best advice I can give. Plus, the longer you're in the tournament, the more fun it is. So even if you like get blinded out, hey, you're around for longer. It's just more fun, in my opinion. But drop a link to the tournament. I should be able to do that. It's right there. There you go. Oh, that's the live stream. Hang on a second. So in order to sign up, you have to do it within pokerstars.net. So I will drop a link to this. And therefore you can look at it and know how to sign up and everything. So anyway. My Atomic Star says, nah, don't be patient. Bet to your heart's content. Yeah. She just wants everybody else driven out so that when she plays, she can have a better chance of getting in the money. Anyway. Alrighty. So enough of that. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about tonight is taxes. And I know I've mentioned it before. I use Koinly. Link to my affiliate link is actually in the description. And I just find this really, really easy to use. There's Coin Tracker is a good one as well. I believe there's a few others. They're fairly similar. My suggestion would be based on your needs, honestly, especially between Coin Tracker and Koinly, pick the one that has the best price for you. I really, when I actually still have Coin Tracker, but I have the free account. I just find it just as easy. Now, I think it kind of depends on maybe who your exchanges are, but Koinly seems aligned with a lot of the big ones. So, and for those that, aren't the big ones, like, Trade Ogre, for instance, you can import your transactions into Koinly. That seems to be the best solution. I know I've been talking to somebody about, you can actually align your wallet address with Koinly. So you can take each one of your wallet addresses at an exchange, and that way it will continue to be up to date with that, as opposed to just doing a download. But if you're only using this for taxes, the download works just fine. So that would definitely work as well. So, no, that is no, sorry, unboxing project. No, I meant guys that play like you did. And that means past tense. That doesn't mean you have to play like that this time. So anyway, all right. Well, what questions do you guys have? Whether it be helium, taxes, the current market, what do you guys feel like talking about tonight? Chevy Chase in Vegas Vacation. Believe it or not, Baldini, I've never seen that movie. The Koinly API breaks after 90 days in most exchanges. Interesting. I have not had that problem. I use Bittrex and my API stays. That's not necessarily a bad thing. What they're basically asking you to do, what the exchange is doing, is they're the ones who are breaking it. I don't believe Koinly breaks it. Like I said, Bittrex, I've had it consistent. It hasn't broken for me, and I've had it in place for over a year. But what may happen is that the exchanges, due to security concerns, may make the decision to break the API links if they're not being used. So that might be what's going on there. But again, it's easy enough to renew the API. You basically go into your exchange, create an API. There's an API ID and security ID. There's like two different things. And you just basically paste them into Koinly, and lo and behold, now you're linked. So it's not really hard to do. Once you've done it a few times, it's very easy to do. So where did I get that flannel? Where do we get most things? We get them from Amazon. So I did get this from Amazon. I should say that mom got this from Amazon. So movie night. Oh, for Vegas vacation. Got it. Oh, I could think of other movies I'd much rather watch than that. There's better Chevy Chase. I mean, of course there's Caddyshack. Definitely Caddyshack is much better Chevy Chase movie. All right, what are your thoughts on how vocal Vitalik has been on Russia, Ukraine? I mean, obviously he came out and said that he was, very much against what Russia was doing. I mean, what more can he do? So as far as being vocal, I mean, people are going to ask him. So he's basically boxed into a corner because of his nationality. He's going to be asked. So he came out against it. That's great. I agree with him, but I don't really know what kind of effect that is going to happen. He basically came out and said, Ethereum is neutral. I am not Ethereum. I'm against Russia. Ethereum's neutral. I'm not Ethereum. So basically he says, I know whenever you bring up the whole thing, code is law, everybody goes back to Ethereum Classic and all that kind of stuff there. But anyway, what they're basically saying is that, code does not rule on things like this. It just keeps going based upon what's there. So yeah, he's not going to make any changes based upon what's going on in the world. It's just going to continue to be what it is. So, do you think government will go after crypto if Putin funnels his money via blockchain? It's certainly a possibility. I don't think they will specifically go after all crypto holders, but it's definitely possible that they could go after specific crypto holders. I mean, if you look at what they're doing right now, they didn't ask the exchanges to turn off all Russians from crypto. They asked that specific people, specific entities that were being sanctioned, that also included digital currency. So I think that shows that they're not ever planning, at least not in the near future, ever planning to just shut it down. I think right now it's almost like banks. Right now, it's too big to fail. And I don't mean fail in the way that it could go to zero next week because. What I mean is that it's too big to fail because there's too many whales involved that have too much influence. Very much in the same way that brokerages and banks hold too much influence as well. It's the same thing. Those are the same people that hold good portions of crypto now. So yeah. So anyway, alrighty. All right. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by, Red Fox. I appreciate it very, very much for you stopping by. Let's see. Pearl Rival. Do you think government? Oh, that's what you just asked me. I didn't realize it was Pearl Rival that asked that question. Thanks. That was a good question, Pearl Rival. What will replace Ethereum? The endless question. What will replace Ethereum? Nothing will replace Ethereum. Nothing. We will go back, in my opinion, we will go back to a period of time where things were marginally profitable. When when I first started, I started with NiceHash, and lo and behold, I was constantly mining something different all the time because it was never consistently one coin that was the most profitable. I believe we're going to get to that point where it won't ever be consistently the same coin that's going to be the most profitable. So the other part of it is that we don't know where we're going to be 6 months from now, as far as what new coins could come out, where the new coins will have gotten to, Lithium, Ravencoin Lite, which isn't Ravencoin, Aeon, where those might be. You just don't know. Nobody knows. So, and then of course, where the value of those coins are. So hard to really say. I mean, there's a couple of coins that I'm very interested in, more interested in than the others, which would be Ergo and Flux would probably be the top two. I mean, Flux is making moves. They're doing a lot of development, making a lot of changes for the better, in my opinion. I think that one's going somewhere. And then Ergo, being that they've hitched their ride to Cardano. And if Cardano continues, gets back to doing well, with all the smart contracts that they can do now with SundaeSwap, that one seems to have a lot of potential as well. So those are kind of the two that I'm keeping an eye on. And then of course, just the unknowns in, Aeon and Raptorium and Lithium, those are all fairly new, unknown as to exactly where they're going. So hard to really say. And obviously Raptorium's not going to replace Ethereum because it's a CPU mineable coin, mainly a CPU mineable coin. So yeah, I don't know. Just don't know. I mean, one I didn't mention was Ravencoin. Just haven't seen any major changes, or I don't know. Yeah, it's just hard to say what might happen there. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. It's going to be a group effort. Let's put it that way. It's going to be a group effort of more coins growing and a combined hash rate that can take on a larger portion than right now, a larger portion of the existing hash rate that's out there. Remember, and I've preached this before, the Ethereum hash rate right now is somewhere between 90 and 95% of the entire hash rate, the equivalent hash rate. So, and in saying so again, I'm leaving out Ethereum Classic and any other ETH-based coins, ETH-based algos, because all of the ASICs are going to go towards those. So I'm looking at where are GPUs going to go? They're going to go to all the non-ETH algos, most likely. That's where the profits are going to be. So yeah, when you look at all that, you're like, where is all this hash rate going to go? Just don't know. Just absolutely don't know. Two things to concentrate on. If you are thinking about, I still want to mine after the merge. One is get as efficient as you can and find the cheapest power rate you can. A friend of ours, I won't say who it is, was talking about his steep electric bill. And let's just say, okay, so he has a lot more hash rate than I do. So he has, he's basically got 5 gigahash and I've got 2. But my electric rate is about 1/10 of his as far as what my actual power bill was. So that's what's going to help keep you profitable, because there's plenty of parts of this country, not even this country, but this world, where power is 15, 20 cents or higher, where they're going to be unprofitable way before anybody that is 10 cents a kilowatt hour. So, and if you can get below 10 cents a kilowatt hour, that's going to help a lot. And then the other part of it is making sure that you have a solution for summer where you're not adding a ton of extra power because you're running air conditioning just to keep your GPUs cool. Last summer, that's pretty much what I did. And my air conditioner literally ran nonstop. This summer, I will not be doing that. I have airflow and things in the basement that should help a lot to be able to keep me running, but we'll see. I may end up having to shut down some of the rigs, at least during the day, and then maybe at night I'll be able to run them full bore. That's the other thing that I plan on doing is if it becomes very unprofitable, I will run my rigs at night when power costs are much, much less because I'm on variable power. So sometimes in the summer, especially on cooler nights, there's negative power costs. So my cost to run with everything is, somewhere in the range of 4 to 6 cents per kilowatt hour. So anyway, there's my 2 cents and my tangents after tangents after tangents. Pearl Rival, why does Ethereum have an 80% monopoly on NFTs and smart contracts? That's a really good question. I'm actually not sure why that is. I'm not big on NFTs. Smart contracts, on the other hand, they were the first ones to the table. So I think that's kind of the big thing, is being first is important. Ethereum just is the blockchain that enables it. Everybody else just has to write on top of that. So do people want to hitch their ride to their DeFi project to Ethereum, which has a much greater following than, say, Solana or Cardano or any of the other ones that have smart contracts? Probably not, because your audience is less. It's kind of almost like the difference between I'm going to get on a network TV that has the greatest access, or I'm going to minimize but only go towards a specific audience in Apple TV, or I'm going to be on local access channel. It's all about access and number of eyes, number of people that are going to transact on that particular platform. So I think that's the biggest reason, is it's just it's momentum is really what it comes down to. Okay. Next question. The unboxing project. Were you using BlockFi? No, I wasn't. I did have a friend that is or is using BlockFi. I moved all of my sats out of there and into an off-chain wallet once the Fed FUD hit and killed interest earning. Ugh. Yeah, I can't say I'm really familiar with what happened with BlockFi, or having absolutely no idea what happened with BlockFi. I guess their returns are dead, I guess. I'll have to look into that. I wasn't aware of that. Hey, Red Llama, again, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Good to see you. Oh, Budweiser. Nice. 5 gigahash and $300 electric. That is phenomenal. Where the heck are you getting that electric from? That's amazing. Oh, 3,000. Oh, okay. I was going to say 300. So yeah, mine's, like I said, mine's 2.5, 2 gigahash, and it's about $600 actually, to be honest. But a lot less. Now, those of you know, I do have solar, but the solar, especially this time of year, is only contributing out of the 5 megawatt hours I use a month. It's only contributing, the last 2 months has been somewhere between, well, in January it was about 330 kilowatt hours. So not much. It really does almost does 1 megawatt hour over the summer per month. It's just short of that. It's usually like around 950 kilowatt hours per month for like the May, June, July, and then August is a little bit less. April's a little bit less than that. Thereabouts. So anyway, no, I am not in California Stan area. I'm in Illinois. Illinois has variable rate electricity. And if you're in Illinois and you don't have variable rate, you're missing out. It has saved me a ton of money. over the years. I've had it for 6 years, I think, and saves me an average. I think over the years, it saves me an average of 15% over the standard rate. And lately it's been much, much greater than that. So, alrighty. Unboxing project, pop quiz, ETH merge happens. All heck breaks loose. Mad Max style. You get one choice. AR-15 or AK-47. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's really what it comes down to. I'm not much of a gun guy. I do have a shotgun, which I use for hunting. But yeah, I would try to kind of use my head a bit more and as opposed to try to fight my way out of things, I would try to avoid getting into a fight, shall we say. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion, but when that would actually happen, yeah, I might have to think twice about it. I do know a particular relative that does have some guns, so I could definitely get my hands on some if I needed some. Unboxing project. Did you upgrade your primary panel to handle the mining power, or did you get a dedicated circuit, or did you risk it and tap into your existing 200 amp panel? So I do not have a 200 amp panel. I only have a 100 amp panel. But because most of my house doesn't take much electricity, because I've done a number of things to make it very, very energy efficient, it has not been a problem to run to gigahash. So basically, most of that's running off of a 30 amp circuit. I do have an expanded panel because when we finished the basement, we replaced the panel, which would have been a great opportunity to expand to 200 amp service at that point, but didn't realize what I was going to be getting into like almost 20 years ago now. So we didn't do that. But anyway, no, I was lucky when we wanted to put in the 30 amp circuit that I thought I actually had enough room. I only had room for one. The one spot I thought I had, it was like short. It wasn't intended to have a circuit, even though it looked like you could. So you couldn't actually snap it into the bus bar. So, or whatever that was. Maybe I'm using the wrong terminology. Anyway, so we went back and reconsolidated another circuit that we had broken out in the first place. Like we had a circuit out the front of our house that we had broken out into its own circuit before LEDs came along. Once LEDs came along, that circuit didn't need to be its own 15 amp circuit. So we reconsolidated that. Then we had the extra spot. Now our panel's full. Nothing we can do. But like I said, 30 amp circuit, along with a few other miners around the house, I'm pretty much maxed out. I'm not planning on expanding for right now. If come merge, things change, or I see that the merge isn't going to have much of an effect, then I might think about building a shed in the backyard and doing the Hash Raptor thing, as well as many others. Dpran did one. I know I'm missing a few. Oh, well, obviously, DJ Mines bought one. So, and he's fixing that up. So, any rate, so that's the answer to that question. Bogdog, great question. Do you think NVIDIA will do away with LHR in the 4000 series with increased competition from Intel entering the space/ETH merge? You know, I'm not sure, because at this point it's PR. It's nothing but PR for them. That's all it is. It's not really doing anything for gamers. Miners are still buying them. And obviously with Ethereum going away from being able to be proof of work, there's really no point. but yet they could say, oh, look at ours, it's LHR. On the same token, that's one of the interesting things that's been going on. So have you guys heard that NVIDIA was hacked? And yeah, okay, I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on here. So I have said since about a couple months ago, I'm wondering if NVIDIA will release an LHR unlock in an effort to have miners hold on to their cards longer. So think of it this way. The closer the merge gets, the more GPUs that may be flooded onto the market. Well, if people are buying used GPUs, they're not buying new GPUs, which is going to hurt NVIDIA's bottom line. So they're going to want to postpone that for as long as possible and hopefully postpone it completely. So I could see them coming out with an LHR unlock accidentally, or somebody hacked and came out with it. And yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what happens with that. I know that the LHR unlock is not going to be easy unless NVIDIA comes out with it, quote unquote, by accident. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Anyway, that's my tinfoil hat theory, just because money makes the world go round. And if all of these GPUs on the market are going to hurt NVIDIA's bottom line, what do they do to stop it? Even if it's only temporarily. You release the LHR unlock, and now all these cards stay in the hands of miners because now they think, oh, great. Now my cards are going to mine more, which means I'm going to make more money off them in the short period of time I still have left to mine. Anyway, I guarantee they've had those conversations if it's possible to do that. So anyway, that was my thought. All righty. Welcome, Cirrus Mentis Polychronopolis. Hopefully that was close of how you would pronounce that. Can a helium miner be deployed profitably in a rural location? Well, it depends on how rural you're talking about. If you don't have somebody in your vicinity for like 20 miles, yeah, it's probably going to be pretty hard to be very profitable. The other part of it is, okay, let's say you do have somebody 20 miles away. Well, if you have the ability to stick it on top of a barn that's like 50 feet in the air, well, then you might have a pretty good chance of hitting that next couple, maybe. Especially, like I said, if you're like 20 miles away, maybe from a metropolitan area, that you can hit multiple other helium miners. So it isn't all about how many miners are near you, because the more miners that are near you, it affects your transmit factor. I forget the word for it. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. Hold on, give me 1 second here. Transmit scale, that's what it is. So it affects your transmit scale. So if you are more in the middle of nowhere, your transmit scale is going to be 1. But at the same time, you still need to be able to talk to other units. So yeah, it's hard to really say. And it's like, there isn't like some simple, equation or anything that, at least that I know of, that will tell you exactly how profitable it's going to be. So yeah, you got to kind of take it as a case by case basis. Everybody's situation is going to be different. Somebody might be able to, stick it on top of a 100-foot tower that they may have on their property if they're on a farm. There's just a lot of different factors at play. I happen to be in a major metropolitan area on the outskirts, but I've got plenty of other units around me, but their transmit scales are reduced. So yeah, I'm making okay. Right now I'm making somewhere between 0.1 and 0.15 helium a day. So nothing, I'm not upset about that. Wish it was more. It used to be more. So Anyway, yeah, the quickest answer to that, it depends. It really depends. I'll give you a good example. So Baldini has one, Mr. Baldini, and I thought he was nuts to get one. I thought that thing's not going to make any money, not going to do well. You don't waste your money. I'm just trying to help you out. Well, he's making more than I am right now. So, so go figure. So there you go. Maybe I know nothing. Anyway, all right. Next question. Two Bros Mining asks, what do you hunt? When I go hunting, which has been a while actually, but when I hunt pheasant. Friend of the family has a dog that he trains, and you know, it's fun to go hunting with him, and it's always good to see him as well. So anyway, the farm has to be protected. I probably missed what that was in relation to, but I know I mentioned about the helium antenna. Anyway, I'll go past that one. Slick Nick says, I only have 100 amp as well. Yeah, it's possible. You can't do what others have done of getting 5 gigahash in your house if you only have 100 amp service. It's just not possible. So, which is fine. I'm literally, until recently, I wasn't at a point where I would have needed anything higher than 100 amp service. So yeah. All right. Unboxing project, all GPU or any ASICs in the mix? I have no ASICs in the mix. I do have a CPU miner in the mix, which I'm running that actually on a 20 amp circuit, just because I wanted to take a little bit off of the 30 amp circuit so that I could run basically things at higher power to run flux. I was basically mining flux for a while. Right now I've got the 1000 flux that I needed in order to do a node. I put an order in for Raspberry Pi 4B 8 gig model about a month and a half ago, and actually just recently reached out to them. I actually reached out to them this past weekend and said, that's still on track for March 15th. They said, yep, as of now, that's what it's on track for. So that was actually good news. We'll see if that stays. But usually when you get to about 2 weeks out, depending on how it's being shipped, that's usually a pretty good indication that you're going to get it around that time. I'm sure it's coming from some Asian country. I don't know if it necessarily is China. Could be, Thailand or Malaysia. I don't know exactly where they manufacture, but yeah, I think depending on whether or not it's coming via air, if it's coming via air, then it could be still somewhat up in the air, and no pun intended on that. Anyway, if it's coming via boat, then they've already built into their schedule how long they think it'll take to get off the boat, how long they think it'll take to get through customs. That would tell me that it's already on shore. It's just going to take another week to 2 weeks to actually get through the port and through customs and then on the way to my house. So we'll see what happens there. Okay. Oh, wow, I was way behind. No, bus park is correct. Okay, I thought so, but I wasn't sure. I know terms, but sometimes I use them incorrectly, especially when it's a subject that, you think, okay, max voltage, you think I know, electricity, I'm electrical engineer, you think I know it. If you don't do it day to day, the terminology, you may not remember it, and that's where I was. But anyway, unboxing project. I have a shed too. Duh. You haven't watched my content? For shame. All right, fine. I will check it out. Solar shed? Holy crap. Okay, hold on. The unboxing project. Oh, here, let's do it the easy way. Oh, I'll do it over. No, I gotta do it over here. I'm gonna say the unboxing project. That's not it. Hold on 1 second. 1 moment, please. I want to find this and need to look by channel. Not sure if that's you. Has the same. How many subscribers do you have, Unboxing Project? I'll tell you what. DM me with your YouTube channel when you get a chance. I definitely would like to check it out. You'd think, yes, I should have checked it out by now. For shame. Yeah, I haven't checked out a lot of stuff lately. But at any rate, well, thanks for telling me that. I appreciate that. Fudweiser, I was happy about the hack, to be honest. Yeah. Didn't mind the hack. And then, like I said, somebody was saying, wonder if they'll be able to release an LHR, a real LHR. But how are you going to know and who's going to test it? Well, I know. Let's get Yeti. Yeah, let's get Yeti. Let's get Yeti. He'll test anything. Anyway, for those people that don't remember the Life cereal commercials with Mikey. Okay, so Naval says, I run at 2.2 gigahertz at the moment. Do you think it will be wise to expand GPU mining to 6 gigahertz? I'm assuming it means gigahash. Which GPU would you recommend, 3070 Ti or 3080 Ti? Yeah, I would wait a bit. And I honestly don't think this is a wise time to expand. I really don't. I would really wait until the market dropped out. The market's going to drop out. You hear the article saying, oh yeah, the GPU prices are going to go down next month. Yeah, they probably are. They probably are. There will be more and more as we get closer to the merge, whenever that is. There'll be more and more people bailing, trying to get something for their GPUs. So we know what happened the last time people did that. They regretted it because mining came back. And I think mining will still come back. If you have your stuff paid off, it's still going to at some point make some money. Maybe not as much as it has been, but it will make some money. All right, let's eventually going to jump on me here. Let's see here. All right. Unboxing Project. How long did it take you to mine 1,000 flux? Okay, well, first of all, didn't mine 1,000 flux. I took my Ethereum profits and I basically mined 250 flux, which took me about, with what I was mining, about a month, between a month and a half with what I had, five 3060 Ti's, a 3070, and yeah, I guess that was it. Yeah, 5 3060 Ti's, LHR 3060 Ti's, and a 3070 mining on it. So that, like I said, took that long for 250. And but I did buy the rest by selling Ethereum that I had mined and then just buying the flux. So it's about 750 flux is about what I bought. Alrighty. Okay, I won't ask, but I have one on the way already. But anyway, we'll talk on DM. Kainakit has all their stock in Canada. Well, I kind of question it since you didn't spell Kainakit right. It's C-A-N-A kit. So are we talking about the same Kainakit that I'm talking about? Pretty sure we are, but anyway, they may have their stock in Canada, but is that where they make them? That's going to take a while because they've been out of stock. They've been out of stock for months. You can't get Raspberry Pis anywhere, especially the 8 gig models. I almost bought a Raspberry Pi 400 because the Raspberry Pi 400 has the same hardware. In fact, it runs at a higher clock speed than the Raspberry Pi Model 4B, but it only comes as a 4 gig model. And being a node requires an 8 gig model. So That was a deal killer. I still, it's probably still sitting in to be picked up at Micro Center. Because once I did it, I was like, oh, wait a minute, let me double check this. No. And then I looked to see if I could cancel it. And they're like, no, just let it expire. We'll put it back in stock. I'm like, okay, cool. Because they don't charge you until you actually show up. They just put like a hold on your card. And then they just get rid of that once they put it back in stock. Alrighty. Yeah, no, I found the one that had no spaces in the unboxing project, and I just wasn't sure if that was him, New England Crypto. So I appreciate you mentioning that. But yeah, I did find a person that was that. So it may be him, but yeah, I'll double check it. Yeah. So, hey, yeah, if you're not subscribed to Unboxing Project, go subscribe. But I wish I could provide a link because I'm not positive. So maybe next week I'll do a sub bomb with, it's hard to say it's a sub bomb. It's a sub firecracker. How's that? Sub firecracker to Unboxing Project. We'll get a maybe 20 to 30 more subscribers. Anyway. So Unboxing Project says you should do a big reveal like CCXD did soon. His looks like a Best Buy warehouse though. I actually will be doing a couple of things. So I actually have made changes down in the basement. Everything's on a single rack. I've made ventilation changes, things like that. I've actually shown that before, but I haven't shown it, like I haven't made actually a video about it. So I do plan on making a video about that once I get that area kind of cleared out so that it looks better. I'm not talking about doing so much cable management, but at least making it look like where I want it to be and how the actual airflow is going to be. So I'll do that. Plus, we finally got rid of a bed that was in our den. So I will no longer be in the living room, dining room area. I will be in a smaller room that we can have a little bit more control over the echo in the room, because there's a ton of echo in this room. And I don't know, just make it a little bit more of a quaint space for making videos. So that's definitely in the plans. My daughter also will have a space for making videos, a different space than mine, when she graduates. So if she still intends on doing that. So anyway, let's see. Wow, Unboxing Projects, we got tons of questions. Questioning it if she didn't spell Koinly right. Sorry, I made you wake up the kids. Well, she didn't spell it right. She spelled it with a K instead of a C. That's just what dads do. So anyway, alrighty. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, yeah. Every time I get down there, it jumps. Yes, that's where you got your capstone pie, and Koinly doesn't produce them. They're a reseller. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, Raspberry Pi is its own company. They're the ones that produce them. Let's see here. They're too expensive. They're not expensive. I mean, when you're talking about making like $10 a month on a node, it pays for itself eventually. And it's way cheaper than buying a server or an NVIDIA Jetson or any of the other solutions out there to run a node. So this is more for fun and content than anything else, and curiosity to see. I've heard varying things about the halving that Flux is having for collateral. Some people have said it's not going to change anything. It's just your collateral is just less. And I'm like, how is that possible? There's going to be way more nodes because the collateral is less. So I'm thinking it's going to be like a 1/10 of what the previous Cumulus node, because the Cumulus node before had to have 10,000 as collateral. Now it only need 1,000. So, but like I said, I'm curious. And so I'm going to do it and see how it turns out. Kind of the same way I did Helium So it'll be interesting. Are you going to put flannel sound dampening boards on the walls? I hadn't planned on that, but that's a great idea, actually. I will have to think about that. Anyway, my wife is probably going, hell no. Anyway, two bros mining. If you want to get some pheasant next season, let me know. I go by Baldini in October and November for it. Really? Interesting. I didn't know that there was any hunting for it up by him. I usually go out to like Western Illinois, not Western Illinois University type thing, but just western side of Illinois. There's some pheasant farms, pheasant hunting farms out there. And then we've also gone to Iowa to go hunting, like just stayed at somebody's farm. They don't put anything out. It's just that's where they are. So we've hunted out there as well. So mining booms. I'm planning to set up Cumulus node on a PC. Lenovo Tiny, cheaper than Raspberry Pi. Which guide should I follow? That I'm not sure. I've been focusing all my time to learn what I'm going to need to do to install it on a Pi. And considering I've never used a Raspberry Pi before, there's a little bit of a learning curve. So that's where I focus my time on learning. So I'm not really sure. I know that Taines plans on setting up a node on a server. So I think that maybe getting in touch with him, you guys can work together and figure it out. So sorry, I can't help you with that just because I'm not doing that. From what I understand, I mentioned it to Red Panda and he's like, yeah, I want to do that too. I don't know if he has a Raspberry Pi, but yeah, he wants to do a node as well on a Flux node as well on a Raspberry Pi. So that'll be a fun project for both of us. All right, let's see. 49:50-ish in the morning. Thank you. Oh, number of subscribers. Awesome. Wow. You have more subscribers. Oh, you know what? I did have yours up because yeah, you have way more subscribers than I do. So congrats on that. And congrats on breaking the 5,000 barrier. That's awesome. All right. You still need 250 gigabyte of separate hard drive for running your node. Yep. I know that. It's actually, you can run a 240. I think you can run actually as low as 220 if they ever made one. But I have a 240 gig hard drive that's just sitting around gathering dust. So when I moved basically I took a number of GPUs and put them into the Octominer. And so therefore now I have an unused motherboard processor that I eventually plan on making into a router. That's another project I'd like to work on. And, but the hard drive on that was free. So I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm going to use that one. So I pretty much just need the little kit with the Raspberry Pi 4B and everything else I have. So really no extra cost beyond the Raspberry Pi 4B. Hey, Chili, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. I'll be wrapping it up here shortly, though. Sorry. Okay, now what did she say over my dead body? Oh. So I guess that'd be a big no to flannel dampeners. So guess that's not happening. Yes. I did hunt with a 12 gauge. Yeah, you didn't want to hit them when they were so close. Because, yeah, then they kind of explode and they're kind of not worth eating at that point. So, yeah. Anyway, it happens at times. Anyway. There was Chili's response. Gosh, I hate it when it does that. It keeps jumping around. me make sure I didn't miss any questions. Oh, chain of links. Okay. All released, but still scratches the itch. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I'll have to look at the into that. ABMNS, luck you if you have 1,000 flux laying around. Well, I didn't have it laying around. I did, like I said, I mentioned, I purchased 750 of it. But again, I wanted to invest in it anyway. I thought it was, wanted a nice wallet for it. So instead of mining something that was less profitable, I mined what was most profitable for the most part, which was Ethereum, mined on a few cards that were, for the most part, more profitable on Flux, and sold the Ethereum to make up the difference, the mined Ethereum. So I wasn't just mining Flux. I was able to get to the 1,000 Flux faster by doing it that way. Mine what's most profitable, sell and buy what you want. Sell that and then buy what you want. That's my belief. Yes, it's taxable events and all that. I don't really think that has a great effect if you are, because when you mine something, that's an income event. You're going to get taxed on the income. If you basically get your payout, immediately sell it and rebuy something else, there's really not much of a taxable event at that point, because you're basically selling it at about the same time. Therefore, there's no tax on something that you sell at the same price as when it came into your wallet, because the income event determines the basis of that asset. And if you then sell it at the same price as to when it came into your wallet, then you have no taxable event. Well, you have a taxable event, but you have no taxes on something that has zero gain at that point. You have the gain on the income part of it. So anyway, enough about that. Okay, unboxing project. Sunflower Mama. No, you get double-sided sound ports. One side is all pretty flowers, the other flannel goodness. I like that. So yes, we just turn them around for all my streams, then we turn them back. Anyway. Alrighty, guys. Well, I've been going for over an hour. I appreciate every single one of you for showing up. I hope I did not miss any anybody's super chats, because I have to figure out where I can actually hear it, where it doesn't feed back into here. I suppose I can have earphones on. I just hate wearing earphones when I'm streaming. So let me look back and see if I did miss anybody. Nope, looks like I didn't. I see the chat revenue. So again, appreciate the super chats that were made. Again, I appreciate all of you for showing up. And again, I will see you in a week. Hopefully I have some content out this week. Looking little promising. Some of the things may not interest you, but because that's going to be about the solar part, which getting it changed over from 3G, which is going away, and getting it switched over to Ethernet, and the escapades I had to go through in order to make that happen. So might find it entertaining, but certainly not necessarily crypto related. And then I've got a couple other things. Some of the other ideas I've got going on right now is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the T-Rex web GUI. Did you ever notice that the update button doesn't work? Well, I figured out a way to make the update button work. There's some documentation that they have, so I'm going to document that. I also have in the plans to do a GPU rebuild for Gigabyte. So yeah, that I actually bought more because those are the ones that kind of I assumed were going to break first, because it's Gigabyte. Gigabyte fans generally don't do very well. So I did notice one of the fans on one of the 5700 XTs was kind of stuttering a bit and clicking. So got everything to basically repaste, new thermal pads, as well as new fans. And then what I'm going to try to do with those fans that I take off, I want to try to repair those, basically lube them up, get them running, you know, basically where you can feel the resistance is gone. And then if I need to replace them, I will replace those. And then again, try to continue reusing what I have by doing it that way. So we'll see. And then I have a couple other like spreadsheet type videos. One of them is why buy instead of mine when everything's unprofitable. So in other words, don't mine, buy. And I'll go through the reasoning and what I'm talking about there in that video. And then the other interesting thing, I came up with this one today, actually, which is, you know, everybody's talking about making sure you're most efficient. Well, being the most efficient really only matters when you are at that cusp of whether or not you're profitable or not. When you're very profitable, and we're still pretty profitable with newer GPUs, older GPUs, maybe not so much, but newer GPUs, we're still, you know, pretty profitable right now. Obviously, depending on what your electric cost is, but sometimes it's actually more profitable to use more energy, be less efficient, but you're making more money. So anyway, I'll go through that. I'll run that through a spreadsheet. So those are a couple of the ideas I've got. I'll probably only do 2 of them this week, probably install Ethernet to replace 3G modem. I've got a bunch of it filmed already, and just need to kind of put it together and put the pieces together, and the bridge between each piece. And then how to enable full functionality on T-Rex Miner Web GUI. I'll be probably doing that one this week as well. So we'll see. Alrighty, before I go, I saw that unboxing project. I think I will start live streaming after streams next week, if the interest is there. I think that would be awesome. Now, I would love to be able to say I could do that. But I mean, I wish I could stay, but like tonight I would have been able to. We have a 7 a.m. start tomorrow, but I am actually not sure if I'm taking a full personal day. I got some things I need to take care of. And the amount of time that's going to take is kind of up in the air. So I may still be going into work, but I'll be going into work later, which means I can sleep in a bit. So watching a stream tonight wouldn't have been a problem. But if I have a 5 a.m. start, I pretty much go to bed within 30 minutes or so after I finish my stream. So anyway, let me know if you're going to do that, because I will want to make sure that I finish up more on schedule for whatever time you're going to start. So just let me know that. Thank you, New England Crypto. I appreciate that. Thanks. Let's see. I already just said that. All righty. Oh, Golden Wolf. Thank you very much. $700,000. Thanks for all your private chats. Let's see. Is that going to show up? I probably already did. It just doesn't show up very well here. Let's see. Yep, it is there. And somebody else showing up, Anthony Smuckler, as a subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. I got to figure out how to get it so that I can hear those sounds without having it echo through. So I'll figure that out. All right, let's see. Sensei. Thanks, Cirrus Mentis. I'll just leave it at that. Yes, definitely needs spreadsheet analysis. Who is Wednesday? I don't think anybody has Wednesday. So if you wanted to do Wednesday, I think, well, I shouldn't say that. So you have DCA Adventure has Wednesday, but they have a lot of nights. I would just probably try to pick a time when they weren't on. I think I'm not sure what their time on Wednesday is, but I would check that out and see if you could be at a different time. Is NSA job? No, this is more health related things. So nothing, it's just yearly physical type things. I had physical last Friday, so got to do blood tests and actually having a hip x-ray because my hip's been bothering me. So anyway, just some things, but it's a walk-in type thing. So I don't know how long it's going to take. So if it's done, I go in at 8 o'clock and I'm done by 9, I'll be to work by 10. So, but anyway, it'll be nice having only a partial day tomorrow for a change. And it's like the perfect day to do it. Our volume is really light tomorrow. So, you know, as far as picking a good day for my boss to kind of be a fish out of water, that was the day to do it. Echo for another DJ Max V moment. Yeah, I think I'll try to avoid that. Alrighty, guys. Again, thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. I always really enjoy myself on these. I hope you guys do too. And you guys have a great night.